I'm already well, I'm almost 20% done with the game, which is nice. It's a very leisurely for a game on hard difficulty. This thus far has been a very leisurely experience. Yeah, I could be like a grandparent with a heart condition and not have to worry. This is where I might get trouble. You think it's gonna get, because we're in an action sequence and things are gonna get rough. Let's see how we can handle this as like as a milquetoast. Let's see if we can do this without getting our fingernails broken. They all come rushing out to the defense. It's just that's a nice little cinematic feature within the game. You know, you have the characters programmed to do what they would believably do. You can't kick these. This is another thing. You can't kick the stupid Mars, but you can pick up the gas. This is how you make flammables. Oh, another cat. Another thing too, if you'll notice, these dumpsters are great for hiding from the police. It'll help your meter reduce. And it's a good thing. These are things you discover as you play the game. It's not spelled out for you in the manual or anything. Which, like I said, it's nice. It's an adventure game. I'm not quite sure what that object. That's the radar, I guess, and it tells you where enemies are. It's a fish bait thing. They're going to shoot me regardless. Ouch. I pressed T right there and smoked my health pipe because I was not prepared for that explosion. This would be a good time to pee on myself, of all times. The trash. This is fun. Kicking the trash around and watching it bounce. This is the joke. You work for RWS one day, and now people want to kill you. I guess that's the satire. It's a joke. Haha. It's because they're controversial. And this is the different areas of the game they block off from you early on, so you don't get ahead of yourself, so you don't see too much of the game before the time comes. Kind of like Grand Theft Auto does that. They don't want you to start playing, see everything there is to see, and then quit the game before the second mission. You know, it's pacing. Ouch! I don't know why I did that either. I was trying to kick it, I guess, and this is a slope. Ideally, you would kick it, and those would go rolling down and set people afire. But I don't know why I kicked it and exploded immediately. You know, sometimes your leg is like an Olympic kickboxer. Sometimes it's like cotton swabs. And this is I've always had fun doing this, kicking around the ragdolls. This is one of the first games to support ragdolls like this. You know, there have been ragdolls in games. They would fly out after you committed the kill, but they would never continue. I guess I'm like a nudist or something. I keep forgetting to zip up my pants. And see, they're gonna come and try to cuff you, and you'll enter a jail cell sequence. But it's a waste of time. So it's always best to just kind of divert it. There are some forced sequences later on in the game. You get abducted by hillbillies, and you have to kind of work your way out. I think the game is least fun when it's most restrictive like that. But you know, it's a pacing thing. You gotta have moments where things are shaken up, and you've got to deal with things that come up that you weren't prepared for. You know, that's okay. I'll accept that, despite the fact that I don't like them. But you know, sometimes you have to not like something so that the things you like are liked even more.
That stuff really works.
Yeah, I'm thankful to say I haven't killed anyone yet. Yay. And now this is weird. But you would think you could stretch out here. You would think that's why this is here, but you can't. It's pretty drab. You're gonna get poured on, sleeping with the rain. But this is one of my least favorite buildings in the game, of course, because there's no second story egress. Is that the word? Egress? There's no method of leaving, despite the fact that this upper area is completely open. You can't get out of it. You're forced. You're trapped. It's maddening. The only way out is the way you came in, and that's going back to who was chasing you. All right, this is another load zone. Do we want to go here? I guess we have to. I guess the next thing is cash the paycheck at the bank. And then let's get to that bank.
I think I'll need to keep an eye out.
This thing
too.
you're always this is the
hazardous
little
to
mini
my
the
health.
mini map is more than just a map. It also alerts you to it's like, oh, I would almost say it's a faction system, but nothing changes. You can't increase or decrease your standing. It's just like a warning in a sense. This is why I was getting confused. If I walk that way, it's going to load again. I don't want to do that. Haha, condemned. That's a lot of cute. You know, they try to make it realistic as possible. All details. I like that. I like the details. I like it when they put the details in.
I gotta find more of that good stuff.
This is definitely a building you expect to be condemned, huh? Sneak about it. Haha! I have 3 cats now. 3. Haha! I feel like the Count from Sesame Street. You gotta wonder though, where this dude is shoving all those cats. I guess this is the cat building. I guess. The dead cat. That's kind of sad. That's not cute. It's not cute at all. This is in the vein of the adventure game genre. There's definitely a lot of adventure-based jumping puzzles, which I guess reward your perspicacity. A big word for you today. Perspicacity. And you've really got to be willing to go that extra mile, extra step. But you are rewarded. This is a when your radar's active. This will show you. This is an add-on that'll help separate the bad guys, the people who are hostile towards you, from the NPCs. See, but if you were playing this game as a killer, why would you not just shoot everyone? Why would you care? Why would you need to know who's hostile and who's not hostile? I mean, if you're predisposed to start shooting, there's no reason to not shoot everyone. Maybe at the end of the game you're given a stat to show you how many innocents, how many hostiles, how many cops. But I mean, at that point, at the first bullet, well, it's interesting, 1 bullet in a million. You know, you kill one person, you might as well kill everyone. And I think, see, every dog in this game looks like Champ. That was Vince's dog at RWS. Every dog looks like Champ. I wish they would have just put a little bit of difference. Maybe some Cocker Spaniels, some Black Labs, maybe even a Chihuahua. Heck, I would love to just run around this game. It would, like a regular, the ups and downs. Some things they choose to put details in, some things they don't. Why not have millions? That's probably a little too much. I'm being a little childish here.
Shit.
Why not have at least 10 species of dogs and 10 species of cats? Fat cats, skinny cats, speckled cats, striped cats. You know, I would accept that, but just cat and dog. That's like Plato's idea of Plato's theory of ideas at its most basic. You know, cat and dog are those 2 things, and nothing more is needed because we've entered the realm of ideas. And this is cute.
Wasn't good.
We've managed to. This is the protesters' hideout. We've managed to be introduced to them, and now we are in their lair. And you don't expect much in terms of storytelling outside of the scripted sequences, because nothing happens from here on in regards to those protesters. You're not going to have a certain protester meet you. You're not going to have a protester ambivalent romance. You're not going to have any further missions with the protesters. They're just now a hostile faction, and that is it. You accept them. I don't really think you can. Like I said, you keep the faction system. You can't curry favor with them. You can't do odd jobs to try and change your standing. Now they're just there as enemies. Pay attention here. See, natural gas. If you were predisposed to kill people, you could shoot that and cause this massive explosion extending throughout all the way. Oh, see here, I was lying. There is a different species of cats. I think different species of cats, just not different species of dogs. And now we got your black cat. Oh, this is cute. I guess obviously it's kind of funny. You know, Champ, they got Champ the dog, so Vince is a dog person, but it seems they're more loving to cats with the variety of cats we're getting here. Some of the fridges I think you can open, this one you cannot. I guess that cop is mad because I'm trespassing. As long as you're not too hostile in your trespassing, you're not gonna get shot or called out. You're gonna get them chasing you, chasing you out. It's like a lot of games will do that. They'll have different steps, different suspicious, elevated, hostile. I think that's the kind of the paradigm they use here. Ooh. Butt geyser. You'll see a lot. There are a lot of puns in this game. If you're a fan of puns, the humor here will just have you rolling in stitches. Here's one: chug crack cola, like Coca-Cola. you know Coca-Cola did at one point have cocaine, and they're still by the Food and Drug Administration, I think, the only company allowed to possess cocaine in this country. For I don't know why. Why is Coke harvesting Coke? I think it must be just like a namesake, right? You know, if your company is called Coke, you get to have Coke. Now this is like if we walked really slow and had a hovery sound, we could be entering the intro sequence again. And this is it. That's the bum. I wonder if we can give him money and if he'll appreciate it. Here, take some money. Appreciate it. Nothing. That's another problem too. You want to throw $1, but you can't. You throw all your money. It's an all or nothing deal here. Will he accept it? I don't think he's even going to accept it. Whoops, I was trying to kick the dollar. Kick his glass. There's a lot of racial humor in this game too, speaking of which. And it's not necessarily mean-spirited, it's just a lot of, I think it's back in line with the puns. They love their puns. Caucasian. I wonder if we enter here and there's going to be any kind of sexual intonations. Let's see. Do they have the cream of some young guy? Japanese rope bondage. Kung Pedro. Misery plate. It's not that dirty. It's not that much dirty stuff here. You know, they didn't take the obvious. They didn't take the obvious here. I mean, Caucasian, it could be anything. If I enter, that guy's going to become immediately hostile. That's a joke too. He's not Asian. He's a white guy. I don't think there are any. I don't think they have very many diverse types of NPCs. That's one of the problems. The NPCs look different, but they all kind of look the same, cartoonish, flat in a sense. I mean, even the fat guys and the skinny guys, the fat chicks and the skinny chicks, it all just kind of melds into one. And I don't think there are any redheads. They don't like redheads in this game. I like personally. On any given day, I will be slightly redheaded, so maybe I'll be slightly blonde. It depends on how much sun is atop my scalp. I prefer it to get that little extra hint of red. I feel like it makes me kind of like, it gives me kind of a Faustian aura, I think, having red hair. So I really like red hair. I'm a man who likes ladies. I like ladies with red hair. I don't like men with red hair so much, but I would like me to have red hair. You know, like I said, because of that whole kind of slightly, very morally ambivalent kind of suave and kind of like I said, Faustian appeal. And then we're still gotta get to the. And I've made my dedication here. I'm going to show you Monday. This is going to be Let's Watch Jabba Pop have a regular Monday in Paradise. And this is what it's kind of funny too. Like when you play this game, and if you play it and you don't treat it as an FPS, it works on your brain and makes you think. It makes you think. You know, some would say the banality of evil. I think it's the opposite. It's the evil of banality. Like this game totally explores how banal like life can be, you know, without having a little bit of a fun. If you don't have fun, your life is going to be pretty boring. In other words, they don't want you to. You can tell RWS likes to have fun. They don't want you to go out killing people. They want you to have fun, and that's the moral of the story here. You're playing a game. You're not going out to kill people, and you're kind of made aware of that when you play this game without killing people. That if you go and play a game and don't kill anyone in the game, you're just not playing a game. You're just being banal, which is what all of these tasks are. They're banal. Banal, banal. I always liked banal more than banal. I've had people call me out on that. A college professor once called me out, and I said banal. This is pretty banal. He's like, no, it's banal. I think people who like to say banal like to act kind of French, you know, with that whole kind of intellectual, cultured air. I think people who say banal like to reveal that they're perhaps American. And there's nothing wrong, I think, with being American. Even the French love America. You watch all those old Frenchy movies, you know. All the French movie makers, you know, who was his name? The Melville guy. He made his name off Herman Melville, the American writer. Jean-Luc Godard. He's always ripping off of American gangster movies. All the French like their American jazz. The French wish they were American, but they are not American. And so a lot of times you'll see French in the media, and I know that's why Americans hate French too. There's kind of a rivalry. It's almost like an angry love-hate relationship. Like you can tell a lot of times the French and Americans would just be going almost smooching each other, as you would say, if they could. But you know, this is an international climate we live in, and you have always got to be pushing against the other. And so here's a joke. In hoc signo vinces. I don't know Latin, but this is a pretty smart joke we got going on here. But if you look at it, it's like they're fee of America, and this is true. This is true. The Bank of America has been subject and had to pay out various lawsuits against their insane overdraft policies. Personally, I never overdraft. I don't even have credit, and I know I've been to a bank, and the bank lady, she's like, "You gotta have credit, Sonny," and I'm like, well, I don't think I'm prepared right now for credit. I only make $10 an hour. Why do you want me to have a credit card? She's like, well, you need credit, and you're gonna buy a car. And I'm like, I can pay in cash, and she's like, no, they require credit for that too. And I'm just thinking, what kind of world does this lady live in, where she wants me to sign up for a credit card just to prove that I can sustain a level of debt towards creditors? Like, well, what is this? Why do I need to sustain debt to creditors? I mean, you pay for what you can, and if you can't, you don't pay for it. You know, if you take out a loan, if you buy something with money you don't have, you're essentially pushing off to the limit. Where does it end? I think that's definitely this little picture. You're making fun of the banks here, but it's not just the banks. It's the American ethos of always grasping for more than you have. You could see in that movie, Lars von Trier's Dogville. It's the same idea. You got a little colony of small township of fellas trying to help out this lady, and eventually they realize more and more that they can take more and more from her, to the point where they enslave her. They enslave Nicole Kidman in this movie. It's a G of a heartstring kind of thing. But you give an inch, you take a mile. That's, I think, what happens. The whole credit mentality. And here it is. You can wait in line, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait in line because I am not psychotic. What else could you do? You could break in and go to the back. I think you could probably also start some kind of diversion. If you don't start a diversion, eventually what's going to happen is the bank robbers are going to come anyway and start a diversion for you. In which case, I mean, you get your money, but now you have to run from bank robbers. This is pretty much the formula. Now, once on the second mission, you are aware of the formula. You are given a banal task, and you are given the option of completing it in a banal fashion, or completing it in a violent fashion. But either way, violence is going to ensue. There's going to be some kind of group or faction that starts shooting at you. So it's just a matter of waiting for the madness, or getting the madness, starting the madness, getting the madness, the first blood. Rambo, first blood. You know, who draws first blood? So see, even if they draw first blood, I am not going to draw blood. I'm going to run for my dear life.
Yo, mom.
And it's definitely political. You got a lot of political things going on in this nation nowadays about whether or not it's okay to use force to defend yourself, and to what extent is it acceptable. Can you shoot someone who doesn't have a gun if they're punching you. If they've pushed you to the ground or pummeling you, and I mean, and maybe they're a 14-year-old boy, they're pummeling you, and I mean, I guess there's the fear you have a gun, and you kind of fear maybe they have that gun, they can get that gun from you. They're pummeling you and they're going to take that gun, and if they take that gun, then they might use that gun. So it's like, should you use that gun to shoot them first, or should you chance it? But I mean, either way, in that situation, you had the gun. I mean, if you didn't have the gun situation, the question wouldn't arise, and then you wouldn't be shooting the gun. There'd be no way you could shoot a gun that you don't have. That guy just kind of had me in line. Get eyes me. I want to shoot him. I want to push him out. Don't you even try. Don't you even try it.
Hi there.
Alright, let's change your account. All done.
Thanks.
Those are that. You see, look at her bra. That's some protrusive bra stuff going on there. She's got a bra with built-in nipples. It is interesting, just the way these models, the art style. I don't want to say that the women are sexualized, or anything. I mean, but there is a kind of certain overemphasis. Although, despite the nipples, she looks just like a... Nah, was I lying? She is slightly redhead. Well, without, despite the nipples, she just looks like an ordinary lady. I mean, there's nothing to get too worked up about here. And so they're shooting. I'm just gonna go out the front. You have no reason to shoot me. In fact, here, let me. You want some crack? You want some crack? Here, take some crack. I guess they're not. Whoa! I don't know why auto picked up that. I did not want to use that. Crap! I just ran in the glass. Now the cops want me. Why? Because they saw me. I guess if they see you with a shovel in a bank during a shootout, the cops are gonna want to talk to you. Why are you bringing a shovel to the bank in the first place? This is goofy. Anyway, now you have to trudge your way back home, amidst the chaos. Who's got a gun? Who's got a gun? This guy's got a gun. I guess in Arizona, you see, that's the joke. Arizona is kind of psychotic, or so they say, in terms of gun policy. Everyone's got a gun. Yeah, I guess even on hard, you don't have to worry too much. And maybe this game could have been a little bit more fun if I played it on like very hard or even manic. But I don't want to pick that difficulty where it becomes a matter of everyone shooting me, because it just totally halves the game. It becomes one element, and that's not what they programmed in. They did not program in one element. They programmed in a panoply of options.
Do you go by work?
And this is the end of the day, and as I said, that's all we're getting today. We're getting one day, Monday. I hope you had a good day watching me play Monday, as I had playing it, I think. And so I'll see you next time, and watch Jalapop watch me play. Let's watch Jalapop play a game. I hope it's saved.